There's a new John Wick spinoff coming.
Adam Sandler's back for Happy Gilmore 2.
Nicolas Cage will do a live-action Spider-Man Noir.
Yeah, he will. And of course, we'll be going into the box office.
On this week's episode of the Movie Nights Roundtable. You're wearing the same clothes from the Garfield review.
No. They told us to wear orange, so I wore orange, unlike you.
I don't fall for corporate shenanigans, everyone.
Well, I do. So you're welcome, Garfield Movie and Sony.
The truth is, all of my orange clothes are pre-COVID, so you know how that goes. Anyway, Nicolas, what story do you have for us first? We have a big show today.
Our first story comes to us from our Google document from Discussing Films Twitter. And that is that Fox, Warner Brothers, and Disney have announced their joint streaming service that they are creating will be called Venu Sports. The service will put together ESPN, TNT, and Fox Sports on a new app together, releasing this fall.
Yes, so it is still a bit unclear if it's going to be part of a bigger streaming service that allows Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max, because that was part of the initial announcement.
Yeah.
But it looks like they'll also be combining their sports apps into one app called Venu Sports. And this is also a just a follow-up story we wanted to quickly do, because we've been following the kind of cable bundles as they've been going. Looks like the sports is also going to happen with all of the streaming services combined, having all of those sports apps together. That will obviously be appealing to people who watch a lot of sports. And, you know, I haven't gotten any sports streaming because there's so many and I want them to be in one place. This is actually appealing to someone like me who kind of dropped off of watching sports because of how spread out it was, and I might kind of get back into it now. But yeah, I just thought this was interesting. Wanted to kind of follow up. Do you have any thoughts on it?
They should also link it with like BetMGM or Hard Rock.
Ooh.
Allow sports gambling on the app as well.
Allow sports gambling and put esports in there just to make them upset about something.
Yep.
You know?
That'll work.
You got to do it. You got to do it somehow. But
why do I got to see this guy playing the Fortnite when I'm trying to watch the Colts?
When I'm trying to watch the Kentucky Derby, which is just Fortnite with horses.
I put so much on the Derby.
I want to see a follow-up show where we watch them lose their homes, like from the bets they play. Just saying. But anyway, just wanted to do a follow-up and talk about the combined streaming services. Nicolas, what's the first juicy story?
Our first juicy story comes to us from Deadline, and that is Donnie Yen is set to reprise his John Wick Chapter 4 blind assassin Kane character in a standalone Lionsgate film.
That was a mouthful. Good job.
It was. I just am now putting together that they named the blind guy Kane.
Yes.
It's like Daredevil when they named the blind guy Stick.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Nicolas. But yeah, we already have one John Wick spinoff coming in the form of Ballerina, which comes out next year. Was supposed to come out this year, but they did some reshoots on it with Ana de Armas, which takes place in between chapters 3 and 4. Well, we have another spinoff coming with Donnie Yen's character, as you mentioned, and I will pull this from Deadline. Donnie Yen has inked a deal to reprise his role as Kane, the highly skilled blind assassin introduced in John Wick Chapter 4, in a new film from Lionsgate, set to shoot in Hong Kong next year, the studio announced on Wednesday. While the logline is being kept under wraps, the new film will continue Yen's story arc following the events of John Wick Chapter 4, as Kane has been freed from his obligations to the High Table. The new film was developed as part of Chad Stahelski's recently announced deal with Lionsgate to oversee the expansion of the John Wick universe and will be shepherding the franchise along with the producers of the other films. Nicolas. I like this. I like this a lot. I still haven't watched The Continental, but I've heard that Chad Stahelski was not a huge fan of The Continental, hence the deal that has been made where he gets to oversee the universe.
And he said, I'm taking the reins here.
Yes. But he also is going to be doing other films like the Highlander reboot he's going to do with Henry Cavill, which I'm very excited about. But I think this is great news. One, because it does a couple things. It follows up a really interesting character who's already been introduced, which I think is a good idea for a spinoff.
And they set up a lot of him toward the end, too, like the reuniting with his daughter.
Yeah.
He's freed from the obligations of the High Table, as you said. So it definitely makes the most sense to follow that thread.
100%. And with the Ballerina spinoff taking place in between 3 and 4, where we can get a John Wick appearance, it's unlikely we'll get one with this, considering what happens in John Wick 4, but I also think it leaves the option on the table for if you want to do a surprise with him at the end, this is the movie to do it in. And it also lets the audience breathe from 4 to 5 and kind of let people discover, like, if he was alive, to be like, oh, he's alive, and then go into 5 with that hype, rather than, oh, look, John Wick 5's coming out, and he turns out he didn't die, you know, so it's like, one of those.
I really like the approach that the John Wick movies are taking, because they're really taking the time to see what the audiences are vibing with, really, and then going along that route. For example, like when John Wick 3 came out and they introduced Angelica Houston's character and the whole ballerina program, everyone was like, yeah, that's cool. And they were like, oh, okay. Well, here's a movie, or like we're going to develop a movie about it. And, coming out of John Wick 4, which was a fantastic movie, Donnie Yen's character really was sort of a fan favorite throughout it. And they really did set up a good storyline through it. So they're like, yeah, we'll follow up on that. You guys like Kane? Do you want more Kane? Okay. Well,
great. Here you go.
There you go. And basically what I'm leading to is give us a Tracker movie too, because to me, I thought he was one of the better characters in it.
Yes. And give us a movie with just Halle Berry's dogs.
Just the dogs.
Yes.
We don't need Halle Berry.
And look, she's fine in the movie. She did great in Chapter 3. But give me the dogs. I want to see the dogs. All the dogs take revenge on John Wick now.
Every dog.
Oh my God, guys, we figured it out. We did it.
Just give me Ian McShane running a hotel for like 30 minutes, like a short.
Yes.
Like I want to see the back end. I want to see him doing paperwork. He's like, I want the end of, is it the end of John Wick 2 where he shoots the guy in the Continental?
Yeah.
I want to follow Ian McShane's character filing all the hazard paperwork. Like filling out the incident report.
Yeah.
He's just like, God fucking damn it.
And then what happened next? He fucking shot him in the head.
Again.
You understand that's again? Yes, I know. He knows too. It's against the rules.
I made it very clear. I did a speech. I called him Jonathan. His full name, so he knew I was serious.
But yes, but this all just goes to show that we're very excited about the spinoff, and I'm sure we're not alone. What do you guys think about the spinoff with Donnie Yen's Kane character, and will you be watching? Let us know in the comments as we move on to our next story. And Nicolas, what do you got for us next?
Our next story comes to us Variety, in that Adam Sandler's Happy Gilmore 2 is officially confirmed to be happening at Netflix.
Fuck yes. And fuck no. Because I want to see this movie in a movie theater badly. Happy Gilmore is my favorite Adam Sandler comedy. He has a ton, and most of them are good. Some of them are good.
I would second this.
Happy Gilmore is my favorite comedy he's ever done. It's so fucking funny.
I like Happy Gilmore a lot.
And the character goes on a journey, too. Like, it's not a bad little movie, but it's, more importantly, it's so funny.
Big Daddy's pretty good, though.
Big Daddy's great.
No, I think Happy Gilmore, I would say.
Listen, Big Daddy's great. Wedding Singer's great. I think and it's definitely the funniest. Happy Gilmore is so hilarious.
100%, yeah.
And the fact that this is happening makes me really excited. If they don't get Shooter McGavin in this movie,
they have to.
I'll be so upset.
Bob Barker's dead, right?
Yeah. It doesn't mean they can't reference it.
Well, who's doing the prices right now?
That would be really funny if they got the new one.
Oh, it's Drew Carey. Oh, they could pull that off easy. They could get Drew Carey in this.
It would be funny.
Anyway, yes.
But I'm going to pull from the Variety article now. Damn you people, this is golf. The beloved 1996 golf comedy. Happy Gilmore is getting the sequel treatment from Netflix, with original star Adam Sandler set to return. The streamer confirmed the film during its upfront presentation to advertisers on a Wednesday afternoon in New York. Sandler starred in and co-wrote the Universal Pictures Happy Gilmore, which was directed by Dennis Dugan. The sports comedy remains one of Adam Sandler's most popular films. And the article actually goes on to say that Christopher McDonald has stirred up the rumors a long time ago, which tells me he's already involved in the movie. Thank God.
Because I think Adam Sandler gave him the first draft of the script and was like, we're doing this.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Without Shooter McGavin, the movie's not nearly as good.
I don't know, Chubbs.
Listen, Carl Weathers, yes. And it's a shame they can't do like a Heaven flashback or something with Carl Weathers, because he has unfortunately passed away as well. But yeah, Chubbs was also great. Dude, you know what kills me every time I watch the movie? And I know it's coming, but it's so funny. And it's when he just takes the baseballs in front of the pitcher and just is getting hit by them. That's just funny in itself. But then when the kid walks up and just gets nailed and like, ha! Like the noise he makes is so hilarious.
I always love the mini golf bit where he's like, you're going to die, clown.
So good.
Well, what I would be curious now is like what this follows up on. Like, is it going to be like a thing where like Happy Gilmore goes to the Masters?
Yeah.
And like is wreaking havoc there? Is it, is he
I wonder,
the new Chubbs and he's training
That's what
someone?
I'm thinking. I'm wondering if someone asks him to coach. That would be a good
Rocky or Creed style
Happy Gilmore.
We'll get Adam Sandler this Oscar yet.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
They Rocky Creed to it, and it's Rocky's whoever Adam Sandler Happy Gilmore's training, and it's Shooter McGavin's son.
Oh my God. Yes. Yes. And maybe even Julie Bowen comes back, because she was in it too.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
A little Hubie Halloween reunion.
Yes, yes. Oh my God. Ben Stiller has to come back.
Oh, as the nurse?
He has to come back.
Funniest.
God, I love him. I love that movie. But
This is just... Adam Sandler really found a second home in Netflix.
A partner.
Like, they just were like, do whatever the fuck you want. He's like, you're going to regret that, but okay.
Yeah. But honestly, like, even his dramatic films that have streamed on Netflix have done really well. Like, I think it's a partnership that both of them equally are doing well and love, like that relationship with Netflix. So I don't blame Adam Sandler for going to Netflix for the film. I do wish it would get a theatrical release, though, because this is the kind of movie you want to watch with a crowd and laugh together.
I'd be interested to see how it does, because a lot of his stuff has been original. He hasn't really gone back to do a bunch of things. So I would be interested if this does really well, if we're looking at, like,
dude, if
Wedding Singer 2.
If you give me Billy Madison,
like
too.
Billy Madison 2.
Oh, my God.
50 First Dates.
Billy Madison, too.
Oh, 50 First Dates might be my favorite.
That's a great
Adam
movie.
Sandler movie. Definitely not the funniest,
Yeah.
but that might be. Yeah.
Dude, 51st Dates is great.
Yeah.
But, dude, Billy Madison, when they're doing that, like, academic thing back and forth, and the guy goes, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I've ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Stephen Shimmy comes in with the sniper.
Yes, it's so good.
No, listen, this is... I'm very excited about it, because I feel like this is an Adam Sandler movie to potentially get excited for, because it is... You know, you see them and you're like... These trailers on Netflix or Netflix original ones, you're like, yeah, this is about what I expect from Adam Sandler Netflix. But it's like Happy Gilmore 2.
Yeah.
Well, didn't Netflix also get Beverly Hills Cop? Aren't they doing the new one?
Yeah, they are.
So they've got an interesting bank of coming back.
They're pumping out nostalgia.
They
for sure.
are, yeah.
But listen, I'm excited. You're excited. Are you excited, guys? Commenters, that's the important thing. Let us know in the comments if you're excited about Happy Gilmore 2. And Nicholas, what's our final news story topic of the day before the box office?
Yes. So we're going to kind of be merging two stories here, and that is that the Silk series, which was in development at Prime Video, is no longer moving forward at Prime Video. I believe that Sony's looking to shop it to other streamers and networks.
Yes.
But what is still happening at Prime Video is a Noir, Spider-Man Noir show, which they have now confirmed Nic Cage will be appearing in as the live-action version of the character from the Spider-Verse movies. And all we can say to that is, fuck yes.
Fuck yes, indeed. Fuck yes, indeed, dude.
They got a fucking movie star.
That's a deep Nic Cage cut if you go back and watch his interviews. But yeah, so the first part of the story is that the Silk series is no longer moving forward, which is ironic because that was the first series that they announced as part of this partnership, Amazon with Sony. And
the Angela Kang show running from Walking Dead.
Yes. And what's funny is if you go and kind of look at the reports and the trades about the Silk series not moving forward, it mentions that it was hell in its pre-production, to the point where one of the studio notes from Amazon was, hey, do you think you can make the show focus less on Silk?
Oh my God.
And they were like, the Silk show? Are you crazy? So essentially, that's just going elsewhere. But it didn't deter their partnership, because they announced this live-action series, which you got to deliver now. You got to do this live-action Nic Cage noir show now.
Well, I know that this is also now part of the thing with Lord and Miller are really show-running a lot of the... Not show-running, but...
They're kind of shepherding the whole Spider-Man universe with Sony.
Exactly, which I think is... Well, not the Venomverse, I don't think.
Yeah, no.
But like like this side of it, which is great to see. And they even tweet, they're like, yeah, we're doing this. Like, yes, Nic Cage, Spider-Man Noir, of course.
Yeah, I'm just excited Nic Cage is doing it. I hope he doesn't get in 1 ounce of shape. I hope he looks exactly the same and just throws the suit on.
Here's what I love about Nic Cage. He loves comics.
Oh, yeah.
He loves them so much. And I feel like Spider-Man Noir was the first time he really got his,
something that could be uniquely his.
His recognition for it. Like, he did the Ghost Rider movies, and those didn't really pan out well and kind of came like a meme until they bring him back for Secret Wars.
Yes.
He had his Superman movie that got canceled. He voiced Superman in Teen Titans Go, which I didn't see.
Yeah. He made a brief appearance as Superman in The Flash,
which he said was like not what he filmed at all.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like he's just been like screwed over. So I hope, one, that this is successful. And just the fact that it's taking place in the 30s, they're committing to this noir thing. It looks to be like a character study based on like the brief plot they gave, where he's sort of reflecting back on being the city's superhero.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that all adds a lot of intrigue that I hope they can deliver on.
Yes, and the series will premiere on Amazon Prime as well as MGM Plus, which I think is a new service that they're launching. And I'll take from the Variety article here. This is what the studio announced. Nicolas Cage will once again play Spider-Man Noir, but this time in a live-action series. Cage is set to star in the live-action Noir, which has been ordered to series at MGM Plus and Amazon Prime Video. The series will debut domestically on MGM Plus's linear channel, followed by a global launch on Prime. So it'll go MGM first and then Prime. Variety exclusively reported the series was in development in February 2023, though Cage was not attached at the time. And other trades go on to say that it is about like an aging detective who reflects back on his time as a hero, like you were saying.
Well, here's what's interesting about the way they phrased it. They said, as the city's one and only superhero.
Yeah.
Which I'm curious if that means that the city has sort of gone corrupt.
Yeah, gone
and
to
like
shit.
he has to come back as it, or if it's like he's reflecting back at the time when he was doing it alone, and now there's other vigilantes sort of out on the street dealing with it.
Yeah.
I hope that they get the rights, which I guess Sony has all the rights. Like I would love to see 1930s versions
Of the villains.
Spider-Man villains.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I think that would be really cool to see.
It would be. And also, I think that something it hasn't said... Let me just start that over. Also, it hasn't said if it's going to be the version from the Spider-Verse movies that just kind of goes into a live-action show.
Yeah.
And like he has memories of that, or if it's just like a separate universe with him playing the live-action version. Either way, it doesn't matter. I think you don't need it, but it would be fun to see like a little Rubik's Cube on his desk in the corner or something. Like that would be cool.
That would be pretty cool.
But either way, I'm happy that Lord and Miller are going to be running the show over with Sony and Spider-Man now, because God knows they needed someone to run that shit. Because I genuinely feel that after Venom 3 and Kraven, that universe is done. Like, done. And we'll see what Lord and Miller have in mind.
Here's me just fangirling for a moment. You know what I would love to see? Because I know there have been a few Spider-Man Noir comics, and I know that one of the bigger villains that's featured kind of throughout it is like this noir, creepy Nosferatu kind of esque vulture.
Ooh. If they got Michael Keaton.
They got Michael Keaton to play the vulture.
That'd be awesome.
In a live-action Spider-Man Noir series.
That would be so
starring
awesome.
Nicolas Cage. And here's the thing. I could feel like both of them having this weird admiration for each other and wanting to do it. Now, granted, though, I feel like Michael Keaton got a little iffy after Morbius about the whole process.
100%. And The Flash, too.
So if they could pull that off, man, they could have something wild on their hands.
Yeah, that would be insane. What do you guys think about the live-action Spider-Man Noir show happening and the Silk series kind of being shopped around to other places? Let us know as we move on to the box office.
The box office.
Nicholas.
Daltonus.
Will you pull up our predictions?
Yes, I can. All right, Dalton, coming in at number 1, you had If. Number 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Number 3, Fall Guy. Number 4, The Strangers, Chapter 1. And number 5, Challengers. I had If, number 1, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, number 2, The Strangers, Chapter 1, number 3, Fall Guy, number 4, and Back to Black, number 5. We were both wrong.
Yes, but we were both off by 1, but in different ways.
Interesting.
Coming in first was If, making $35 million in its domestic opening weekend. Coming in second, with a 55% drop from week 1 to 2, was Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, making $26 million. Coming in third, The Strangers Chapter 1, making $12 million in its opening weekend. Coming in fourth, The Fall Guy, making $8.4 million in its third weekend, dropping 38%. Coming in fifth, Challengers, making $2.9 million, only dropping 33% from week 3 to week 4. Back to Black was sixth by less than $100,000. So come tomorrow with the final Monday numbers, which will be in the description below. It's possible that you were right.
Oh,
but
man.
It's close.
It is close.
It's close. And we'll see how that goes.
I guess in fairness, we never did confirm if Back to Black was getting a wide release or not.
That is true. But you never know with what can happen in the numbers tomorrow.
That's true.
But I'm going to dive into the numbers a little bit more here. If worldwide has $55 million, but it does have a budget of about $110, so it's only about half of that production budget. It's going to have good legs if it wants to be profitable, but it does have an A cinema score, which is good news for that movie. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes now has $237 million worldwide on a budget of $160. So it's at 1.5. It needs to get to 2.5 at least. I think it will be able to do that no problem. I think it'll stay in the top 5 for at least 2 more weeks, and I think that'll get it over that point easily. The Strangers Chapter 1 has only opened domestically, so it's at that 12 million number. It was only made on a budget of 8.5, and it's already 1.4 times the production budget. Not getting good reviews at all.
What is... Because I've been having trouble following what that movie is. So I know that The Strangers was a movie that came out years ago, a number of years ago. And is this idea to be like a reboot, imagining of it?
Yes. It's kind of a reboot. I don't know if it's a continuation or not, but they made 3 back to back to back. The next one comes out in like 6 months, and then the other one 6 months later. Hence Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3.
Oh, so they're filmed in. They gotta.
They're done. They
gotta trug through this.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
That's rough. But they were low budget per movie, so luckily they're already at 1.5 times their budget, which means they only have to get a little bit more if they want to be profitable. Which
if they bank them all out as something, and maybe 2 and 3 are better.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible, but we'll have to see. If it completely falls off with the bad reviews, not good for them. The Fall Guy now has 127 million worldwide on a budget of 125. So it has reached production budget, but I don't think it's going to hit profitability. I think it'll be a slight money loser for the studio. Challengers now has $78 million worldwide. That is still only 1.4 times that $55 million budget. It's also going to be a slight money loser for the studios, but I think come award season, they're going to put it back in theaters, maybe get some eyeballs on it when some Oscar nominations come out. I'm early predictions Zendaya will get nominated. She's fantastic in the movie. Back to Black, I'll go ahead and pull up as well. Has made $26 million worldwide. I don't have a budget for it, but I don't imagine it was too high. You were going to say something.
I was going to say Zendaya for that, or do you think they'll push her for Dune?
No.
No, not supporting for
I think
Dune.
her being in Dune will help her chances with Challengers.
So you think they're going to push her lead Challengers as opposed to supporting Dune?
Yeah. I mean, they're going to submit her for both.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But, I think Challengers is the way to go. It's a way stronger performance than in Dune, and she's great in Dune.
I don't know if it'll have the legs to carry it through award season, though, but we'll see.
Am I brewing a bet?
$1 bet?
$1.
Hey, how much do you want to bet on something like that? I feel like a $1 bet's fun.
I was going to go rent to rent, but whatever.
Rent to rent?
No, I'm kidding. All right. We're witnessing on camera. $1 bet. I think Zendaya will get a nomination for Best Actress for Challengers.
So I'll just take she doesn't.
Yes.
As opposed to the Dune. I feel like it makes more sense just to have.
Yeah.
My $1 bet, Zendaya will not get nominated for Best Actress for Challengers.
We'll see. I don't have $1. I'm going to need help, everybody.
Please watch this video, guys. Watch this video. Watch the ads, please.
Watch the ads, please.
That's how we get our money.
That's very Jeb Bush, please clap of you.
I'll make a community post this week. Will Zendaya get nominated for Best Actress?
Yeah.
Challengers.
Oh, man. It'll be interesting. And then we'll get more comments about Challengers.
The boys kiss. It was too woke.
Yeah. The fucking people in our comment section drive me crazy. Just drive me absolutely crazy. You can... All right, I'm just going to brief rant. Criticizing movies is perfectly okay if you're criticizing the movie, right? If you think the plot was bad, if you think that something else was bad, like, oh, the dialogue was stupid, or, oh, this movie didn't work for me for this reason, please, leave those comments. It's interesting. It sparks a conversation. Be nice and respectful to each other. However, if you just want to leave a comment that say, woke, fuck off. That's
the lead character was a woman, therefore woke.
Yeah. Get out of here. That's not criticizing the movie. It's just showing that since you have a certain weird ass line that you draw in the sand, then I either won't watch or is bad because of said line in the sand. Get the fuck out of here. Just watch the movie and criticize the movie. That is perfectly fine. Even if I like it, even if Nick likes it. That's perfectly fine. I love the conversation. Our most viral moments are when we disagree.
Yeah.
So,
it's accurate.
There you go. It's fine. But Jesus, get out of here with that stupid shit. Fuck off. God.
Feel better?
I do.
Good.
I do feel better. Anyway.
Expressing your feelings on camera, Dalton.
I know.
Pretty woke of you.
I know.
So should we make our predictions for next week?
Well, hold on.
Okay.
Tarot has made 29 million worldwide so far. It's probably made its budget back. I don't know if it's gotten to 2.5. Let me see here. Godzilla Kong the New Empire, fucking 561. The Blue Angels made 1.3 million for its little IMAX showing there. And Unsung Hero is now at 19 million domestically. Wow. Good for them on a budget of 6. God, great job. Great job for that movie. And yeah, that was your top 10 in box office, guys. Please give your predictions for next week. And if you're right, we'll shout you out on the show. Nicholas, what are your predictions for next week?
Oh, boy. All right. So we have Furiosa. And we have the Garfield movie coming out, which if you haven't watched it, check out our video on the channel. I'll put the link in the description below.
Yes.
I'm going to go Furiosa number 1. Call me fucking crazy.
I mean, you're a madman.
I'm going to go... Ooh. What did If come in with?
35.
Ooh, dude. I'm going to go Garfield. Which might be a gamble. I don't know what it's tracking to open.
Me neither.
I'll go If. I'll go Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And I will go... What would that leave me with from last week?
Strangers, Fall Guy, Challengers.
Ooh. I'll go Fall Guy. I think Strangers is going to take a drop, and I think Fall Guy might be able to maintain their spot.
Okay.
So Furiosa, Garfield, If, Monkey, and Fall Guy.
It'd be boring to pick the same thing as you, so here we go.
Is that what you're feeling, though?
Yes, but don't worry, I have a backup plan. Furiosa, number 1. Garfield, number 2. Which, I wouldn't be shocked if Garfield came out in front of Furiosa, to be honest with you. But, I do think Furiosa will still open number 1.
Mm-hmm.
How nutty do I want to go? If number 3. Apes number 4. And I'll do Strangers number 5.
Okay. All right.
'Cause
Respectable. I think it's possible.
Because even if Strangers has a more than significant drop, is it still going to go under Fall Guy's probable 50% drop, which is 4 million? And I don't know if it'll drop from 12 to 4, maybe 5. Like a 60% drop.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
It's a gamble. I think just all the mixed reviews, whereas Fall Guy has kind of gotten fine reviews.
Yeah,
I
but
think
Fall Guys now you can rent digitally.
Fuck. And also just the general counter programming of Strangers being horror.
Yeah.
We shall see next week.
We shall see next week. And like I said, please leave your predictions. And if you're right, we'll shout you out on the show. Nicholas, got anything else to add?
No, as always, links to our social media and the audio version of the podcast can be found in the description below, as well as the Monday final box office numbers. And stay tuned. Well, Garfield already came out this week, but stay tuned as we will be
Furiosa.
putting out a Furiosa. Well, when is the Furiosa embargo?
Wednesday.
Oh, perfect. Yes, stay tuned for a Furiosa review coming this week.
Yes, that is coming. And also, thank you for everyone who's been participating in our community tab little polls. We love doing them. Please keep it up. We love seeing the results and seeing all your comments, unless you're a piece of shit and you know who you are. Also, I've been reviewing all the Doctor Who episodes as they come out, and they come out on Fridays, hence the videos will come out usually late Friday nights. So be on the lookout for those as well if you're a Doctor Who fan. I think that's all we have for right now.
Yes.
Oh, X-Men 97 review should be up relatively soon. If it's already up, go watch it. If it's not, it's coming. Scheduling is a bitch. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.